little Ruby, lovely little Cocker Spaniel. And this is a pleasure because this is the first cocker that we've had come and see us, where we haven't had to address any resource guarding issues, any possession aggression issues, or any form of sort of guarding behaviours which are very, very common lately. What are we looking at with young Ruby? Jumping, very, very excitable Cocker Spaniel. Lovely nature, soft, calm, and a little bit timid. However, there's that injection of excitement which every cocker has. Totally normal. So she's a very, very young dog, but she's realised that jumping gets her attention, gets her an interaction, gets her affection. Okay. So a number of different ways that we can look at dogs that jump. One is to completely ignore the dog and allow it to continue to jump. Don't even look at it, don't even talk to it. Just pretend it's not even there. Wait and be patient for the jumping to actually stop, but the second the jumping does stop, that's when you reward the dog with either food or a treat or fuss or a game, whatever. Positivity. Another way that you can do it is you can theoretically, as the dog is approaching you, we need to break that habit of paws up in the air and launching itself at your legs. We can throw a treat or a bit of kibble behind the dog. So what we're doing is we're not allowing the dogs to claim the space between them and us. So we're throwing the kibble over the dog's head, so the dog has to be pushed back away from us to then retrieve or pick up the food reward which is on the floor. That then the dog will become accustomed to and learn the fact that fun, pleasure, food, reward is not here if I jump, it's there. So then we can start breaking the habit and the psyche of the dog just naturally coming up and wallop straight up to you. Another technique is you can use a physical element or a physical aid in a form of physically restraining the dog, where you can put the dog on a lead and stand on the lead. So as the dog jumps up, it physically checks itself, which then will has an element of physicality to it, where the dog will check itself back. So the dog will jump, the lead will go tight, and the dog will check itself. Quite an effective way of learning a very, very headstrong, or teaching a very, very headstrong dog, because they are committing the crime. So theoretically, we can stand there with their foot on the lead. Not me, mate, not me. And the dog's jumping, but the dog's checking itself every time it jumps. But again, when the dog is not jumping, that's when we reward. So lots and lots of different ways to do this. But the way that I'm going to look at it with her, because her recall isn't too bad, I'm going to change that habit. So I'm going to give her a recall. When she's coming back to me, I'm going to give her a new job to do. And that new job is to put your backside on the floor. So as she's returning to us, instead of jumping, she will sit. Or the idea or the notion is for her to sit. Once she's completed those two tasks successfully, that's when she gets the reward. So we're rewarding her for one, coming back to us and instilling and ingraining and growing that reliability in the terms of recall, but also if she sits and doesn't jump, we're going to reward that too as well. So she's getting paid for two little jobs really. If you want to pay her twice. Ruby, come. In she comes, good girl, and sit. Good. Prolong the focus and give the reward. Good. Now, if I potentially stood there, what I'm doing is risking her reverting back to habit, reverting back to type. Thanks for the reward, jump, okay? So key timing there is one, I held it for a couple of seconds because I want to prolong that focus. I want to prolong that eye contact. I want to grow and manifest that focus and that engagement. But what I didn't do was leave it too long because she'll become impatient and then jump, okay? So once we've got that, once a couple of seconds, reward, then we move position. Then we're not giving her the space to claim that's in front of her and us. Ruby, come on, sweetheart. And in she comes. Sit there. And reward. Good. Well done. Good girl. But look at how I moved. See that? That's why I moved. Okay? And that was the point I was trying to make. If I hold that too long, she will go, yeah, thanks for the treat. Back to normal behaviour. Okay? So a little bit of key timing here. A little bit of sort of, you know, suck it and see. Wait for the engagement. Wait for the eye contact. But don't leave it too long before she becomes impatient through immaturity and learning a new skill before you actually move away. One more go. Ruby, Come on, buddy. Hand up, sit. 1, 2, reward. Good. And I'm moving away, okay? So we're not giving her the opportunity to have a stationary platform for her to put her feet upon, okay? Another thing that I introduced there was a Ruby, sit. Something visual for her to look at, okay? So I put my hand up as a visual aid to help her become accustomed to when you're approaching me. 1, you're going to hear the word sit, so your backside hits the floor. 2, you're going to see my big fat sausage fingered hand right in front of you. And then however many, 3 or 4, forgot where I was, you're going to get a reward if you complete all of those actions successfully. So jumping dogs, or dogs that jump up, number of different ways, number of different techniques. But the key thing is, and the overriding sort of theme behind all of those different ways are: reward the good, reward the non-jumper, ignore or give a consequence to the bad, the jumper. Ruby, come on, where are you? Good girl, yeah. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Not there yet, mate, are we? You still got it, but we're working on it. Good girl. Come on, get on.